Welcome to the Lightwalker's Path. Grow your spirit with Rosemary. In this show, Rosemary creates a safe place to nurture your inner light, ask questions, develop new insights, and find your soul's purpose. So please welcome the host of Lightwalker's Path, Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary DeTrolio.
Good morning. This is Rosemary DeTrolio, and I'm your host for the Lightwalker's Path, Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary. We're streaming live on Bold Brave TV on many streaming platforms. You could join me at 10 Eastern to find your soul's purpose. Find replays on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other places. There is a call-in number, so if you're listening, it's 866-451-1451 if you have a question for me or the two guests which I'm going to introduce now. So my first guest I'm going to introduce is Alison Sahoo. She's a pranic healer, and she's the director of pranic healing in Bucks County. She's completed 3 levels of healing certification for pranic healing, including psychotherapy certification, and she's licensed also to teach basic pranic healing. She's an active member of the Quantum Physics Prana Studies and Leadership Team, with a BS from Physics from McGill University and MBA from Rutgers. My second guest today that we'll be sharing is Nici Smith. She's an ICF certified wellness master spirit life coach who supports her clients with life-work balance, heart-brain coherence. She has her sacred processes include work as a medical intuitive practitioner, working with subtle body energies. She does space clearing and Akashic field. I'm a Reiki Master teacher, and I thought it would be really fun to join up some healers and just kind of bounce ideas off each other of how we help our clients in different ways. So I'd like to welcome Alison and Nici into the show right now. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi, happy sunshine.
Yeah, happy sunshine. So this is very, very cool because I'm always interested to talk about how people like find this healing path for themselves. So my first question for you ladies is, what brought you to the healing path that you are on now? Like why did you do it? Okay, so Allison, how about you?
So I love that question, and it's one that I ask other people, have been asking people for the past dozen or so years since I found pranic healing. Um, Before that, I never ever would have thought I would be doing something like this. I had jobs in offices, kind of a regular mainstream kind of a life. But life does have a way of changing. And for me, what happened was someone in my family became very ill, and it
Okay.
was very serious. And nothing was really helping too much. Nothing was
Mhm.
really, really helping. So I started volunteering at an organization, just like 30 hours a week, going in there all the time, doing whatever I could, kind of to learn about this so that I
Mhm.
could understand what was going on, so that I could meet other people who were affected by this, other families. And the first year or two was great. And then I saw that uh, everyone still had this big problem. So I went to a
Okay.
healing expo, and I was really open. I was really receptive at that time. This was end of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And stayed all day, had a lot of sessions with different healers, practicing different modalities, spoke with a lot of people. And the pranic healing speaker said that pranic healing could address this particular condition, which was
Hmm.
addiction, which was addiction.
Okay.
Uh, and that it was simple to learn, anyone could do it. So I
Hmm.
thought, wow, could this be possible? Could this be possible? I found out that it was, and that
Uh-huh.
pranic healing could not only help with very, very serious emotional, mental, physical conditions,
Mm-hmm.
but smaller things, wellness, everything in between. So I've been doing it ever since.
Did it shift the person in your life, or did you learn this also through other people? Did that person like make a shift after you worked with them, or did you?
Many, I did. Many people shifted. Many
Many
people shifted.
people.
I've worked with
Beautiful.
hundreds, hundreds of people over the
Yes,
past plus years. And yeah,
that's beautiful.
many.
Beautiful. So it works again, like I know Reiki works on the mind, body, and spirit, and just that's the woo woo part of it. The real part of it is it calms the system down so that the body's able to make shifts too. Nici, what about you? How did your journey shift you into what you're doing as a healer?
It was all divine guidance, to be honest. When I was a kid, my dad, he would always teach me about certain things that I did not know of. And it started out with the I Ching, and it went all the way through, how the body talks to us through somatic language. And so this is where I started out as a teenager, and then later on became more curious about the spiritual world and the law of attraction, universal laws. And then
Yes.
ultimately I really wanted to know more about alchemy. And alchemy, as you know, brings spirituality and science back together. And I started out with Reiki just because it's one of the
Mm-hmm.
easiest things to learn, and
It
I
really.
really enjoy it. And that sparked really my path, just the inner work, and then moving forward helping others.
I
And
love that.
that's why I became a coach, and later on a certified, excuse me, medical intuitive practitioner.
I love that. So I know
Mhm.
that when I work with people, I can work either in person or virtually. And I'm going to ask you,
Mhm.
ladies, I do know the answer, but I want you to tell the answer. Can you work both in person and virtually with your clients? So, Allison, what about you?
Yeah, 90% of our work, probably more. Sometimes there's an electronic connection like Zoom or phone. Sometimes there is not. But because we work in the energy field, uh,
Hmm.
yeah, it works just as well. It works just as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nikki, what
Yeah,
about you?
just like Alison said, because it's energy, and we know energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed, and there is
Hmm.
no time space. Energy
Yeah.
does not know time space, and so my very first energy healing I did was on my dad, all the way from Missouri to Germany with a time difference. It works
Yeah.
just as well.
I think that blows people's minds. They're almost like, well, how can it be? You're not with me. But I do know that it's about entrainment. And, in quantum physics, they talk about entrainment of two things at two different ends. And it's the consciousness that entrains the two things and they jive together and we're all connected. But as healers, we know that. But it's so funny because when you deal with clients, it's like they have to understand what in the world you're doing because they don't really understand. How could that be? It sounds crazy, but it works, right? So when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
explain to your clients about energy, do you go into the idea that we're all connected? What's the easiest way that you've found that your clients will understand what in the world you're doing when you're doing a long distance session with them? So Allison, I'll start with you and then we'll go to Nikki.
So what I found is that when somebody has a big problem, because many people come to us with problems like cancer, autoimmune disease, anxiety, really big stuff, they don't really care how it works. They just want to know that it works. And they,
Yes.
they will try it.
Yeah.
And when they start seeing some results, it doesn't matter to them the how. Now, the people who want to learn how to do it, because
Yeah.
I teach, and when they
Yeah.
come into classes, yeah, that's when they want to know, well,
Right.
how
Right.
is this happening? So one of the simplest ways I found for people to understand that is like with a telephone, with a cell phone. Every
Mm-hmm.
person has a specific number just for them. When you punch in that number, I would say dial, but we don't dial anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
When you type in that number, that call goes directly to them and only to them, no
Mm-hmm.
matter where they are in the world. No
Mm-hmm.
wires, connections, no nothing. Energy is like that. Energy
Yes.
I mean, it's more subtle than
Yeah,
that, but cell phones work, energy healing does too.
love that. Love that. How about you, Nikki?
I usually start out with explaining that I'm creating a sacred space and what's happening in that sacred space. Because obviously, we share the intention and the frequency, but everybody who is, being healed, they're doing the work themselves because our
Yes,
body knows how to heal itself,
that's
and
right.
we're conduits. And so that makes a lot of sense to a lot of people.
I love that. And it's exactly how I describe when I talk to my clients is that we're a conduit for healing energy. We are not the healer because it comes through us and through and to them, but it's really the energy that's coming. The other thing that I know, because I train a lot of Reiki people as well, is that you always have to ask permission before you send energy. And a lot of times the newbies, they want to just send it everywhere to everybody that they think needs it, and they're breaking a spiritual law. And I tell them, you can't do that without permission, right? So, do you have some sort of understanding of the same where you need permission or the person has to ask you? Like, what is your thoughts on this?
We could talk about this for such a long time, really. And I've had many conversations
Yes.
with people about this. So the pranic healing view on this is a little more nuanced. Uh,
Okay.
there are certain people in our lives who we feel we don't need explicit permission.
Hmm.
Anyone in your care, for example, children,
Yeah. Yes, I agree
the
with that.
the elderly,
Yes.
anyone who is not able to give
Right.
consent. Maybe they're in a coma. We've worked on many people in coma, and it's been their family members who've asked us to work on them. It hasn't been them.
So I have a question for you because this had come up with me as well. When someone is in a coma or in a state where they can't functionally say yes or no, what I do is I go into soul level and ask their soul and their higher self permission. Does that sound something like you would do if they could not like verbally tell you?
Yes, we always invoke before a healing because, as you
Okay.
said, it's not our energy. We are bringing energy into our bodies. And even though pranic healing is a little more, well, it's much more specific in terms of
Mm.
the healer selecting which techniques and which protocols to use.
Okay.
So we are the conduit. We are the
Yeah.
conduit. And if that person is not meant to receive the healing, if they're not receptive to the healing, nothing's going to happen. And
That
there are plenty of cases where not much happens because they're not receptive or they're not karmically entitled to receive the healing.
that's a good point. I love the term of karma because we reap what we sow, and not in not only in this lifetime, but whatever's in our soul journey. It's all about kind of a balance. What's your thoughts on it, Nikki? On balance?
Same.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I create that sacred space, I ask divine guidance to
Hmm.
just connect, right? So when we have a yes verbally or energetically, it does not matter at that point in
Right.
time. However, just like Alison said, it's really really important to just connect in all kinds of ways.
I love that. The other
Mhm.
thing that I was thinking about is that you have to be clear and receptive as a healer yourself. So, certain self care things we always forget sometimes to do for ourselves because we're so busy helping, especially if you're a parent, like I know you are, Nikki, or if you're very busy. So, I'm going to ask you, what types of things do you do to keep yourself grounded, centered, or cleared, or that keep you in the headspace that you're able to guide and help other people? So that's my next question. I go for
These,
massage. That's my answer. One of my
these are
answers.
good questions, excellent questions.
Yeah. So what else? What do you guys do to help yourself stay centered?
So I do a lot of things, and I think a lot of pranic healers do a lot of things depending on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, at a very basic level, what we teach is if you're angry or if you're ill, I mean, sit
Mm-hmm.
at a point where your energy is drained, do not
Don't.
heal.
Don't, that's it. I totally agree with that. And I've teach my healers the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
But keeping yourself, what do you do when you are angry? What do you do when you are sick? There are a lot of techniques, um, different healing techniques, breathing techniques, and then
Mm-hmm.
there are simple things that a lot of people just sort of do intuitively. I like to
Mm-hmm.
go outside for a walk,
That's what
like
I do.
long
Yes.
walk,
Uh-huh.
anything that makes you happy and raises your vibration. And it could be
Absolutely.
different things for
Amen to
different,
that.
could be
Right.
pet, could be music, could be,
Yes.
time with someone you care about. There are so
Yes.
many things. But basically, you want to get into that higher mental state
Absolutely.
emotionally.
Yes. Nikki, how about you? What's your favorite ways to
Same.
get centered?
It starts out with food with me, to be
Oh,
honest. I am on a serious strict diet. I don't do sugar, white
okay.
sugar, processed sugar. It
Okay.
does not exist in my household.
Oh, that's good.
Um, Same with other things, anything processed.
Mm-hmm.
I I cannot even eat out in restaurants anymore because I know that food does not have the vibration that my body needs. And
Yeah.
as weird as it sounds, and everybody do their own thing, right? But for me,
Uh,
it's food because I need a lot of food to just keep going, and then that raises my vibration. I'm a foodie. That's just what it is.
I'm a foodie. I believe me, I love to cook and I garden and I love food and yeah, I get it completely.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And of course, then all the other beautiful things like going outside. I love
Uh,
getting a really good chiropractic
oh yeah.
adjustment,
Uh-huh.
um, breath work, everything where I can just pray and meditate at the same time. It's that really what keeps me going. And then do all the things that is fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hobbies, music,
Yeah.
language. It's one of the biggest things that I have been really diving into. Um, One of my friends, his name is Nigel Henry. He is with the Human Activation Movement. He talked to me about just language and how we actually express ourselves. And
Yes.
so that's one of the biggest things, when you speak in a positive way,
Communication.
there's always a good vibration going on.
Yeah, and it's also what you think. So I know that a lot of
Yeah,
people get stuck because they identify themselves as I am anxious, I am this, and whatever follows,
yeah,
you guys know, whatever follows I am, you're accepting as your truth. So I always tell
yeah,
people I'm experiencing an emotion of anger, but I'm walking through it. You have to see it as a temporary journey that you're moving past and you're not staying in and it doesn't define you. It's simply an emotion you've chosen for that moment in time before you can clear it. So for me, like I love my salt baths. Like that's a way that's
yeah.
really great to clear your energy field or to go out and go near trees. Trees are
Hmm.
phenomenal. So yeah, so many different ways. But I'll tell you, the newbies they don't always know, and they just like I have to help everybody, and they wind up wearing themselves out. So a lot of my
Yeah.
new students, I'm like, these are things you should do for yourself because you're going to wear yourself out. I know because I did this a long time ago. So how
Healers
long?
need
Yeah,
healers too. You
yeah.
can't help everybody if you don't help yourself first.
An empty cup can't fill another person, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So how long have you been in business, Nikki? How long have you been working with clients in healing? About
Officially since 2017.
2017.
And yeah, that's
Oh,
when I really started working with other people than myself. And
beautiful.
so, yeah, I became a certified medical intuitive practitioner in 2020. So that's when I really, with my business partner, Virginia
I
Sepulveda, we then opened our office in Lenexa,
love
Kansas.
that. After Allison answers, I want to ask you something about that because you just reminded me of something. So Allison, you've been in business. It looked like on your paper 2013. Is that correct? Or was it before that?
Yeah, a little bit after that. 2013 was when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
I think our website went up in 2016 or so, and
Okay.
around that time when I started working professionally.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I know that you're in Bucks County, which is a beautiful area, and I've been there.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Yes. Okay. So I have a question about the medical intuition because I was really fascinated. I had read things, from Tina Zion. And, when I'm
Hmm.
working on someone, I do get inclinations. So when your inclinations come to you about the body, are you picking up on the vibration that's missing in a certain chakra of the body, or are you seeing an actual condition? And also, are you getting information on what they can do to help themselves?
Yes to all of the above.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I do see where the stagnation of energy happens, or where how the energy flows when I work on people.
Hmm.
With my clients together, it's really what spirit always wants me to see, what they want to show me. At the same time, for example, I was working on a client just for the very first time. They never had any kind of energy healing, quantum healing done before. And as I worked with them, I felt this heavy energy below the table. And I
Oh.
was like, what's going on? Come to
Huh.
find out, just by addressing that energy, it was an inner child. So there's
Oh.
so much
Mhm.
that is being communicated through spirit.
Yeah.
It goes beyond our wildest imagination.
Yeah.
And so we just have to be open minded and heart centered to really help, wanting to
Yes.
help, setting the intention to
Love that.
support our clients.
Yeah. How
Mhm.
about you, Allison? Do you experience like health issues as you work on someone, or how do you experience it?
Yes. So with pranic healing, we're trained to use our hands to feel the energy levels in the
Yes.
chakras. And
Yes.
some people are naturally clairvoyant. They're able to see either with their inner sight or their physical sight what's going
Right.
on. We have a few folks in our group who can do that. But
Uh-huh.
the thing is, your hands, it's relatively easy to feel energy with your hands once you're
Mhm.
trained.
Yeah.
You can actually feel it to a very high degree to tell a lot about what's going on in different chakras or the energy of the organs and so on. And you can also clean your hands. You can wash your hands. So the
Yeah.
risk of contamination is much lower. So
Yes.
that's what you learn right from the start in pranic healing, how to use your hands to get that information.
Like the scanning method. I scan the body and I can feel like prickly, or I can
Yes.
feel where the end of the energy field is, or if something feels like empty. I worked on one woman that when I was on her lower body, I saw a black vortex and I knew she'd lost a baby. And she told me after, I didn't say, "Oh, you lost a baby." I said, "I'm putting energy here." And then she told me that she had lost a baby. But I felt like this vortex of just darkness, like a void that should have been filled with light. So we all experience it differently. Do you find, like, I know there's different ways we experience energy. Like for me, I'm very sensory. So I have the clairsentient and clear cognizance, but I developed this site after years. Is there a way that for you is your first easiest way to sense energy or healing? Was it sight, clairaudience, heart centered, body? What was your way? Allison's thinking. She's a
It's
thinker.
actually, yeah, I am. And when I work with energy, it really stimulates like my brain, so I get a
Okay.
lot of thoughts,
Do you get pictures? Do you get pictures or movies or just thoughts?
it depends. It depends on who I'm working on.
Okay.
Um, I often will get a lot of information from different areas of their body, different chakras. I'll
Mhm.
get different impressions. Sometimes it's metaphorical, sometimes it's more specific.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll feel great loneliness or
Yeah.
sadness or something like that. I mean, that's over and above, like with the hand.
Yes. Yes.
I do sometimes see energy physically.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have I have had some
Yeah.
of those experiences.
Yeah, that's
So
neat when that
just depends. Just depends.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Nikki?
I started out with clairsentience as well.
Mm,
I'm just that type of person. But I did develop over time all the other senses, just because you get
yeah,
curious and you ask spirit to help.
right.
And
Yeah.
it's, you know, It
Beautiful.
comes and goes sometimes, but
Hmm. Beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, so we're coming up on our first sponsor break. This is Bold Brave TV, The Lightwalker's Path. My two guests, Alison Sahoo and Nici Schmidt. We're all healers, and stay with us. We'll be right back.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back. I'm Rosemary. This is the Lightwalker's Path on Bold Brave TV. My guest is Alison Sahoo and Nici Schmidt, and we're all healers, and we're here to help our clients and hopefully inspire some people out there. So my next question is something I was thinking about. If you were to have a magic sprinkle and you sprinkled humanity, what would you like to see more of with people? What quality? Mine would be compassion. I'd like to see more compassion for people. Is there a certain thing you're like, oh, I wish people had more of that?
I'd like to see people thinking about the effects of their actions on others a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, that's a
I
good
think
one.
most people think of themselves as good people, as compassionate, as good citizens, as grateful,
Yes,
whatever. But when it
yes.
comes down to the specifics, I think a lot of the time people are very focused on their own lives and
Mm-hmm.
they really don't think about what effect they're having on those around them.
That's a bing, bing, bing check mark. I love that. And I really totally agree with you because I think people are so self-involved sometimes they don't have understanding that they're affecting someone else. That's a really good one. How about you, Nici?
Same. Kindness is so important,
Mm-hmm.
when we think about how we act and how we speak, then bringing the awareness back to us is just makes life easier, I want
I
to
love.
say, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so what do you guys do when you're not doing your healing work? What is your fun thing that you would do when you're not healing or having clients in? What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna jump in.
Good.
As I said earlier, I'm a foodie. I love baking cheesecakes.
Oh,
It's
isn't
it's so
that
good.
nice?
I stay away mostly from dairy unless anyway, I do
Yeah,
use goat cheese. It's amazing. It's
goat.
amazing.
You
Goat
said
cheese
goat.
cheesecake is awesome.
Oh, I don't. I'm not a fan of the goat, but I have had goat milk. I know it's really supposed to be very absorbable and great for your body, but I'm not quite a
hmm
fan.
You know,
But
you don't really taste the goat
uh,
in the goat cheese.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Allison?
I like food too. I always have, and at different points in my life, food has been different things. I had um, people in my family, a grandmother in particular, who's a huge baker, with desserts. I went
Mm-hmm.
through stretches of time where I got cooking magazines and tried all different things. What I've really been enjoying the past few years is going outside and foraging, picking wild.
Oh, that's fun.
And the
Yes.
chives are coming up now, so I'm
Uh,
Oh,
really excited about the chives.
You would love my garden, Allison. I grow all herbs and everything in there. And I was when I first moved out here, my father and my grandfather were really excited because they found gardoons. It's something you make into you fry it. It's wild celery, I think. But my
hmm.
father's like, "Oh, you got wild gardoons here," and then I would clean them and cook them. And I was terrible with raspberries. I would brave poison ivy as a kid to get to those raspberries, the wild raspberries, and I would get poison ivy every time. But again, I know the foraging bug. That's fun.
Hmm. Hmm.
It
Yeah.
is, and it tastes different. There's a light, wild food that has not
Yeah.
been fertilized, in other
Yes.
ways,
Hmm.
chemicalized. And
Yes.
I agree.
yeah, it just feels different.
The
Yeah.
energy of it is so live, and I think we're meant to eat that way anyway because we're live. We have a vibration, and if you eat a high vibration food, you feel good. And if you're eating something dead, like that's been processed too much, you feel dead. It doesn't give you any energy. So I really agree with you.
Hmm. Yeah, what I wanted to throw in there, I know that when you pray over your food, when you
Oh, yeah.
ask, for the vibrations to be raised,
Yeah.
that makes a big impact too.
Oh, I believe.
Also, water
Yeah.
has consciousness, right?
Yeah, it
Like Dr.
does.
Emoto had shared with us, so you
Mm-hmm.
can charge your water, and that
Yeah.
helps your physical body as well. There's so many different ways to raise vibrations.
I met Dr. Emoto on his one trip to New Jersey, and I got to go backstage with him, and he was bowing to me, and I'm looking at why is this man bowing to me? He says you venerate water and earth, and he's bowing. he signed,
I
excuse me,
love
he signed
that.
he signed a book for me, and I have it, and it's like one of my most
Lucky.
fascinating, beautiful possessions that I have this book. Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, it's just one of the heal. I met a couple really, really people that I really looked up to. He was one of them, and it so happened I did an angel reading for a woman that was hosting him. So she called me up and said, "Hey, we're having a friend of mine come in from Japan. Do you want to see him talk?" And I said, "Okay." And then I said, "Well, who is it?" And she goes, "Dr. Emoto." And my jaw dropped because I just read his book. I was watching the movie about him. I was like, "I want to meet this guy, but he's in Japan. I'll never meet him." And then she called me up like, a few days later to tell me that, she was fascinated with the reading I did for her and she wanted me to meet Dr. Emoto. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like so blessed to have that opportunity. So, yeah. Okay. So, people you admire as healers or out in the world, like, are there certain gurus like, Dyer or, is there someone that you aspire to or that you enjoy
Hmm.
learning about?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, it's hard for me to pick one or two.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certainly a few that I'm more
Yeah.
familiar with, just kind of
Yeah.
within the chronic healing realm. But, when you really get to know people's stories, and
Mm-hmm.
I do interact with a lot of people outside the pranic healing world, just, with various other things that I do. And, when you come to really hear people's stories, like you were just saying, meeting Dr. Emoto,
Oh yeah,
you realize that there's just so much. There's so much everywhere.
there is. How about you,
Hmm.
Nikki? Do you have a certain person you follow or?
Not really, to be honest. I like to connect with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, one of my, I'm super fan from Dr. Edgar Casey.
Uh,
Love his
uh,
readings. But
yes.
also, Albert Einstein had said a long time ago, healing frequencies or the future healing frequencies will be sound.
Yeah.
Um,
Enlighten.
it really enlightened us on so
Yes,
many things as well. Same with
yes.
Nikola Tesla, you
Tesla
know?
was. Oh yeah. I've often thought about that as well because um, I also know that the energy that we put out in the world affects change, but it affects the people around us and it affects the energy of the field. So the more positive people that we gather with this energy, the more we can like raise vibration of people just by you working on your own journey and your own spiritual awareness. So I think
Yeah.
that's cool. Like you can heal your family line back and forward in time and you could send that energy out to share. And it's really powerful when you get together with a bunch of people with a like-minded vision, I guess I should call it.
Yes,
And
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, um, as far as clients go, do you find that you have a mix of male and female? Is it mostly females? Are they mostly in a certain age group? Because I know people will resonate with different kinds of personalities. Mine mostly are women, but they do bring their husbands to me. So it's like mostly women for me. However, I just think women are more open to the ideas at first. How about you, ladies?
yeah, for me, same. More women, probably more kind of 40s, 50s-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Although there are definitely some, we've had folks in their upper 70s and even 80s in
Mm-hmm.
classes, and also even in their teens, teens,
Mm-hmm.
20s. So,
Yes.
um, and there have been men. So
Yeah.
ev-
The mix.
everybody needs this. Everybody, more
Everybody.
and more people are finding that they need some of
I
this.
agree. Yes. How about you, Nikki?
Well, as everybody is kind of, waking up to the spiritual path and to all kinds of beautiful alternative healings, we have had everybody, all age groups, men, women, kids.
Mm-hmm.
We participate a lot in metaphysical fairs, so we
I
get to
love
talk to everybody,
that.
especially kids. They're curious
Love,
these days, and everybody who is actually bringing in their children, they're benefiting.
love.
It's
I was a teacher for 32 years. So I was always fascinated with the wisdom of kids, like out of the mouth of babes, they'll
oh
come
yeah,
out with something so profound. So what state are you in, Nikki? Are you in Maryland, you told me?
Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. Oh,
Hmm.
okay, okay. And you're in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and I'm in New Jersey. So I think we got an area covered here. What would be your best nugget of advice that your life has taught you? So mine is be honest and have integrity always. What is your like kind of a mantra that you live by? I'll let you think about
That's
that
a
for a
really
second.
good question. Good question. Um, if I do the work, if I continue to really do the inner work, share my healing with myself and others, that is one of the biggest things, just integrity.
Okay.
Integrity, we always had for our work that we do with clients. It doesn't matter if it's a home clearing or a quantum healing, a coaching session. It's the
Yes.
integrity of what we do, stay heart centered.
Yes.
That is really, really important.
Beautiful. How about you, Allison?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. Um, on any given day, my mantra could be different. But I would
Yes,
say
Mhm.
one theme that keeps going is just keep going, just keep
keep going.
doing it.
Yeah.
Because, with this kind of work, it can be very easy just to stop, just
Mhm.
walk away, just to, go into something else. But just keep going, just keep doing it because it does benefit so many people.
It
So many
does.
people.
Mhm.
I find too, whenever I'm ready to make a spiritual leap in some direction or another, something will happen to try to stop you. And I
Yeah.
think it's like that's where my prayers come in. I'm like, okay, just keep moving. Just keep going forward. Don't let this thing stop you. And it's happened several times through my life where something like really big is there right in front of you. Like, okay, just pray, keep going. Don't stop, keep going, And
Hmm.
I don't know if it happens for everybody that way, but I almost feel like we're being almost spiritually tested to kind of know that this is what you really want to do, make a choice.
Absolutely, that happens all the time because,
Yeah.
in this work, I spent a lot of time thinking about this. When you're in sort of a regular job, all that matters is that you get the job done. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter how you do it. So
Yes.
it doesn't matter what your relationships are with anybody else. It doesn't matter if you're
Yeah.
toxic, if, as long as you get the end product done, you're fine.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this, the how is really, really
Oh,
important.
yeah, I agree. I
And
agree.
there are so many challenges that come along with that.
Mhm. Yes. Oh, so we're coming
Hmm.
up on a break. Nikki, after the break, I want you to answer the same question, okay? So this is the Lightwalker's Path, Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary, Bold Brave TV. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to the Lightwalker's Path, Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary, and my guest Alison Sahoo and Nici Schmidt, and we're healers, and we were talking about how we use our healing. And my question to you, Nici, before break was, have you experienced challenges before you were ready to leap forward or to go on this healing path? And if so, like what happened for you?
Absolutely. Limiting belief systems,
Mm.
really and truly, old mindsets, false
Yeah,
belief systems.
yes,
Through my own work, I have found out that we're being impacted, depending on who you are,
yeah.
obviously, but we're being impacted even by the old belief systems from past lifetimes.
Oh, I
And
believe,
so I always tell my clients, your past has made you who you are now. And
yeah,
so you have free will. You have the choice to really heal yourself, to hop
love
in and do the
that.
work. And
Yeah,
so these old belief systems, it's one of the biggest things that I have encountered personally that
yeah,
have held me back in the past
yeah.
and not no more.
Yeah,
So,
I totally agree with that. I think, we have karma and we have things we have to balance in this lifetime. And if you don't do it then, you're going to do it now, or you're going to do it on the other side, but you're not off the
yeah,
hook. So there's always something
right?
that's going to come up. Do you ladies have connections to your angels and guides? I'm really angel guided. So for me, because I channel, I'm really, I channel the divine realm. It really guides me many times. Do you ladies experience that when you're working, or do you have that connection yourself? So
Yes, yes.
you
Hmm.
do.
And before we heal, we always invoke. We always invoke.
Okay.
And some of the invocations are really very, very profound. They bring
Mm-hmm.
a lot, lot in. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
very specific themes that help specific.
That's beautiful.
Um, and I know of a number of healings, really miraculous healings, that I think were due to the invocation. Very,
Oh,
very long, very, it wasn't so much the technique, it was really the invocation. So
hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. How about you,
Same.
Nikki? Yeah.
Same. I work with all beings of unconditional love and white light. So that
Mm-hmm.
is because, we can only know so much, and source energy, the all. I love to read Hermetic philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's basically all we need,
Mm-hmm.
divine guidance.
Divine
Divine
and
guidance.
uh,
Exactly.
I always ask divine and sacred angels of light or highest vibration, divine, sacred, spiritual or healing guide. Because I think that you have to specify and you have to be at the vibration that you're going to match that. If you're at a low vibration, you're at a low vibration, you're not going to get a divine and sacred guidance. So I
Yeah.
think that's an important caution for any of us that work with healing energies and are trying to shift other people. So,
Mhm.
what is your like? You both have, I'm sure, ways people can contact you. I would like you both to tell me your website address so that if people want to contact you, they know how to find you. Okay, so Allison, how could they get to you?
The easiest way is our main website, which is chronichealingbuckscounty.com. And
Chronic
that
healing.
has links to our social media, also another website for our classes, but that
Okay,
that main one, chronichealingbuckscounty.com.
perfect. How about you, Nikki?
Same main website, sacredprocesses.com.
Sacredprocesses.com. Okay.
Mhm.
Is there any particular offer or thing that you want to mention that I forgot to ask you about? Like on your site, or is there, because I know with me I do like a discovery session, a complimentary 30 minutes where someone could say, Ro, I don't know you, I just want to see if we vibe, and I'm looking at your website and I'm so confused, can you tell me what this is? And that is what I have, and I have some free downloads of my book. And that, is there anything like that on your site that you offer?
We've got a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No free books, but um, we do a lot on Zoom 4 times a week. We do
Oh,
Zoom, yep, with
okay.
meditation. Yes, and it's all on the website. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay.
For example, we do a free info session. It's like a
Oh, nice.
Q&A. They can have a
Cool.
little demonstration. Friday mornings,
Nice.
we do at 11 free meditation, but it's all on the website.
Okay, and how many people do you work with? You said we, so do you work, do you have a team of people that you are
Yes.
doing with?
Yes.
Okay.
So Pranic Healing Bucks County is a 501(c)(3). We're a nonprofit, and
Okay.
we're organized as a community.
Okay.
Um, at any given time, there are usually 15, 20 people come to our meditations, not the Wednesdays. The
Yeah.
Wednesdays tend to be a little smaller. Um, when we go to expos, which we every weekend
Hmm.
in March at an
Oh,
expo,
nice.
there's usually half a dozen of us. Usually
Okay.
there's like around 5, 6, 7 chronic healers,
Okay.
you know. We do in-person events all around Bucks County at 5 different locations,
Wow. Busy.
regularly every month. Yes, yeah, we do a lot. And as more people get trained in chronic healing, some of those folks do want to practice. So they do
Yeah.
come and they join our practice groups and they
Hmm.
help people
Good.
either on Zoom or in
Beautiful.
person. So yeah, we're
Okay. Good. Yeah. All right, Nikki, what's your website? Oh, you told me your website already. So same question for you. Do you
Mhm.
have any offers on your website? And we only have 2 more minutes, so we got to sew it up quick.
Have a free consultation as well. So I do free coaching. I
Okay.
work with people the way it's most beneficial for them because we
Yeah.
understand that everybody needs help. Spirit has always said There's not
Yes,
one person on this planet that does not need help.
that's right.
And who are we to judge? So I always extend my help to everybody. It doesn't
Yep.
matter if it's, through coaching or through quantum healing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Alison, you still have your blog, don't you? Do you still have your blog up?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, because I
yes.
know it was in there, so I was just curious. I'll have to look now at your website again and take a gander at you two ladies again. So, ladies, it's been such a pleasure to have you on today, and I appreciate your time and your expertise, and you've been awesome. So I hope people look you up and you get some business.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Rosemary.
welcome.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. So this is the Lightwalker's Path. This is Bold Brave TV. You could find more about my workshops, sessions, books, or courses on rosemaryd.com. I hope to hear from you. Have a great day.
This has been the Lightwalker's Path Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary. Tune in each week at 10 a.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave TV network and delve into your soul's purpose through enlightening discussions, wisdom, and inspirational conversations.